All right, guys, so we got to talk about this video of something that we see way too common in this country, which is deranged liberals committing acts of violence, vandalism, crimes because they can't stand to see that somebody else has a different political opinion than them or supports a candidate for president of the United States that they don't like. And that brings me to this video right here, okay, of this deranged liberal getting caught setting fire to a Trump sign, okay, a Trump yard sign. This biker literally comes into the yard and then sets it on fire in an act of hate, right? Because that's what I'm calling this, right? This is an act of hate, in my opinion. So without further ado, let's actually just watch this. Yeah, imagine how much Trump derangement syndrome you have to ride your bike in somebody else's yard and to kick their yard sign because it has a political opinion that you disagree with. Liberals are sad individuals, man. No wonder that studies have shown that liberals are the saddest people, right? They're the saddest, they're the unhappiest people on the planet, right? Again, the reason why stuff like this is crazy. Wow. Just wow. So this guy has done this multiple times, apparently. How much hate do you have to come by at 4:20 a.m. in the morning to burn somebody's flag? Yeah. Again, this is ridiculous. It really is. Why are they like this? Right? Somebody tell me, why are they like this? Why are liberals like this? Why do liberals have so much hate in their heart for people who they disagree with politically? Somebody tell me. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I thought liberals were supposed to be peaceful, loving, accept everybody type of people. But it turns out they don't like accepting people who disagree with them politically. They're not very accepting at all. In fact, they seem to be very hateful in some instances, like this right here, which I think personally, this person should be charged with a hate crime. And the reason why is not because I necessarily believe that it's a hate crime in and of itself to burn a flag, but we know that if this person was to burn a pride flag, okay, because it's somebody else's property, if he was to go and burn it because they don't, like LGBTQ people or whatever, that would be a hate crime. Now, in my opinion, I'm trying to figure out what's the difference. What's the difference between burning a pride flag because you don't like gay people versus burning a Trump flag or Trump sign because you don't like Trump supporters? I'm trying to figure out. I mean, they're both technically an act of hate, right? So, again, I think this person should be charged with a hate crime just based off the standard, okay? Now, personally, I don't think that people should be charged with hate crimes because they burn a flag or they burn a sign, right? That's me personally. But I'm just saying, since we already know what the standard is here, if that sign was another sign, another type of sign, we all know what the standard is. I want to hold this person to the same standard. But again, the point is that if you are this unhappy with your life to the point where you have to go out of your way to burn signs because you disagree with somebody politically, to vandalize people's property, it really just shows you how sad of a life that you have, how sad of a person that you are. And unfortunately, we see this way too much from liberals in this country. We're not having a big enough conversation about liberal violence in this country, right? All the violence that happens in this country that comes at the hands of liberals and progressives, whether that be the BLM movement, the Roe v. Wade protesters, Antifa. I can't think of any right-leaning group or conservative group that is committing more acts of violence than these liberal groups. I can't think of any. But yet we're constantly told that the biggest threat to this country domestically is white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy. Which, hey, I might actually give some credibility to those claims if they were more specific about it and said white liberal supremacy. I would say, yeah, that's probably a threat to this country. White liberal supremacy is probably a threat to this country. What you just saw there, right, I could define as an act of white liberal supremacy. So if you want to call it white liberal supremacy, I might get on board with you, right, in regards to the white supremacy narrative. But that's not what they mean. What they actually really mean is white supremacy coming from the right, white supremacy coming from conservatives, which in my opinion is damn near non-existent, right? It really is. I don't really see too much of it. That's not what I worry about. But again, I do worry about violence and extremism coming from the left. That is something that I worry about that keeps me up at night because that is a majority of what we see. And I'm not even just talking about the political groups. I'm talking about the violence that has been enabled by leftist politicians and leftist policies. Being soft on crime, in my opinion, is the biggest domestic terror threat to this country, period. And I've said that from day one. I've actually been saying that for years. The number one threat to this country is being soft on crime. And look where we're at, right? Look where we're at. We have all these liberal cities boo-hoo whining and crying, or the liberals in these liberal cities boo-hoo whining and crying over crime being out of control. And I've been saying for years, I was like, this is the biggest threat. It's not the white man, okay, at least the conservative white man, that is. It's not what the media calls white supremacy. It's not that. It's actually, again, it's liberal supremacy, woke supremacy. That's the biggest threat to this country, and we see it time and time and time again. These people can't even live in the same country as Trump supporters without losing their minds. Again, if Trump happens to win in 2024, the meltdown is going to be insane. Again, we're going to have a liberal version of January 6th, and it's going to be way worse. It's going to be way worse. I'm telling you. If Trump wins in 2024, the amount of violence you're going to see in the streets from deranged liberals it's going to be something like we've never seen before. I guarantee you. There's no doubt in my mind. And that's part of the reason why I want to see Trump win so bad, outside of the fact that I think that he'll fix the economy. I think that he'll make our lives better. We'll be respected on the world stage. Outside of what he'll do for the country, I want to see these liberals and the outrage that is going to happen as a result of the man getting elected again. They're gonna lose it. Hey, they're going to absolutely lose it. It's going to be chaos all over the place, right? They're going to be boarding up liberal cities in preparation for Trump winning. That's what's going to happen, which is hilarious, right? The media always frames it as we're boarding up the liberal cities in anticipation of violence, right? And they try to imply that it's coming from the right, but actually it's coming from the left. Conservative towns or small towns aren't boarding up their towns because they're worried about violence coming from the left, because leftists already know what will happen if they bring that type of violence to a small conservative town, right? They already know what's going to happen. So that's why you don't see them boarding it up and being prepared for what may happen, because, again, you don't see that there, right? You only see it in these inner liberal cities. Again, yeah, I don't understand these people. These people are so hateful sometimes, and they really need to lay on somebody's couch, right? They really do. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.